We are now going to have a look at race number 7, which is the World Sports Betting Gold Cup Grade 3 over 3,200 meters. Let's have a look at the betting first. Here we have number 14, It's My Turn, 5 to 2. 15, Marching Together, 7 to 2. Number 8, Factory 50, 10 to 1. Magnificent, 10 to 1. Imperial Ruby, 11 to 1. Dark Moon Rising, 14 to 1. Eyes Wide Open, 16 to 1. Before Noon, 16 to 1. Shenanigans, 20 to 1. Sunshine Silk, 25 to 1. Out of Your League, 33 to 1. Dharma, 14 to 1. Pay Back the Money, 14 to 1. Wealthy, 50 to 1. Paths of Victory, 50 to 1. Fritzy by far, 66 to 1. Now, I can tell you guys, over the years, I've seen some massive outsiders won this Gold Cup. This is not an easy race to win and not an easy race to predict the winner, but let's have a look. Here we have number 1, Eyes Wide Open, Lorena riding from draw 1. Now, this horse has never won over any kind of long distances in its life. And I'm pretty sure today is not going to be the day. Uh, I'm not shooting down the horse, but I'm sure there are horses in this race who's got bigger chances to win this race than Eyes Wide Open. Carrying 58.5, drawn 1. That is a very positive. But this horse has never given indication that, I mean, even here behind, marching together, 4 lengths behind, he was just midfield and just didn't, I mean, ran fast as 400, the fourth fastest 402 meters, but within 25 to 1, 25.1 seconds. And I'm sure Eyes Wide Open is just going to be another runner in this race. I might be eating my words afterwards, but I'm relatively sure about this. Then Out of Your League, yeah, I think Out of Your League might find itself a little bit out of your league. The big thing is when he won this 2040 Derby, going from start to finish, I actually predicted that as one of my outsiders on that day. I nearly fell off the chair when he did manage to win the race, going start to finish. But now finding himself against some, stronger runners, even here behind American Indian, which is a normal handicapper, find it difficult to run with him. And I think Out of Your League is a little bit out of his league here today. Might win another few races over, as a handicapper, but not that kind of horse I think that can win the Gold Cup. Here we have Dharma. Dharma is about in the same class as Out of Your League. He did manage to win a surprise there at 50 to 1, winning over 2,400. That was in the Winter Series. And then came again over 2,500, beating Chrome Yellow. But I can't see him beating this field. Last time behind Dynasty Blossom was there and thereabouts, but definitely a horse I think you can pass by. This horse is a horse that can surprise. So if you do a pick six, do include pick six. This horse has got ability, has run well over the longer distances in the past. Lyle Hewitson riding from draw 14, and this is one of the horses I'll make sure I'll have in my pick six. And the same goes for Before Noon. Before Noon, I think this horse has got a reasonable amount of ability. Did run as well in Scottsville, but has run 3 times on this course for 2 wins and a second. Last time out running on strongly behind Merlin of Berlin. And on July, they just got beaten by Dynasty Blossom over the 3,000 meters. I do think Before Noon, a serious runner in this field, currently at 16 to 1, a nice outsider to include in your play. Definitely, in my mind, a runner that you need to include in your calculations, quartets, everything like that. Here we have Sunshine Silk. Sunshine Silk was a mare who I think they won the SA Oaks, but have been battling a little bit of late. But on the other hand, he's always there and thereabouts, and again has got Grant van Niekerk on board. Jeff Woodruff, he surely knows to prepare a horse. And this is also a type of horse that can upset in this race, do have the ability, can run, just have to put it all together on the day. And of the Gold Cup, I think with this form, not too bad form, definitely also a horse that you might want to include in your pick six and jackpots. Wealthy is already an 8-year-old Savannah. He has won 6 races in his lifetime, but I do think that this race and the runners might be a little bit strong for him today. Here we have Factor 50. Now, Factor 50 is a horse that improved tremendously over the last year or so, winning a few races over longer distances, always been there and thereabouts, has got the services of Anton Marcus. I'm not sure, I'm sure Anton Marcus wouldn't have gotten on top of this horse if he wasn't sure he has a chance. It's a 5-year-old mare and was running on behind fastest 400 to finish behind Dynasty's Blossom over the 3,000 meters. And I'm sure Anton Marcus will get the best out of this horse. Definitely a serious contender in this race. So here we have number 9 and my favorite jockey, Peter Ruby. I spoke to him. He said he worked the horse. The horse is well bred by Sadler's Wells Me, has worked well, and he's expecting a big run from Imperial Ruby, and therefore this horse will definitely is my first choice to win this race. I mean, this horse has progressed from running 50 lengths. I remember that day, November last year, he ran off the course. He couldn't took the turn, and in the next race he came out and he won. I actually backed it the day 15-1. Of course, just on the breeding eyes, purely backed it on the breeding. Anything by Saddle Wells must have, some good blood. And then it finished behind out of your league, never went on, but has won a few good races. And last time out over behind Dynasty Blossom, under less than 2 lengths, he got held up when he wanted to make his run. I watched the race, he got blocked and he couldn't get through, but I'm sure Pierce Stradon will place him nicely, and I think Imperial Ruby will be there when the photos are taken. Here we have number 10, Magnificent Seven. I think Magnificent Seven also a horse you need to include in your pick sixes and jackpots. Did win 5 races in a row. He's battling, had some long rests, and he's battling to not say battling, but he's taking time to get back into form. But definitely horse chestnut by Model Man Me. This is Justin Snave, Richard Fourie, although drawn 10, but over long distances, really not a problem. And I do feel that Magnificent Seven has got the ability to surprise and win this race. Path of Victory, Kumala riding from draw 11. This horse has beaten a horse called Marching Together, and I think Marching Together one of the favorites to win this race. Last time out was outrun over the shortened distances, but I think Path of Victory, um, you know, is looking for the longer distances. So if your budget can afford it, maybe include into your pick six or in the back end of your quartets. Friendship by far is also a 6-year-old Go Deputy Me by Western Winter. This horse stays all day. Um, you know, and I think it's the longest prize runner in this race. But this Friendship by far has run against some serious runners in her time, and it's definitely not a donkey. But yeah, I would think that they are, horses that are stronger than Fritzy by far. Although it finished 13th, but only 4 lengths behind Dynasty's Blossom. So that whole finish it was a closely contested finish. But I think there are horses that's going to be stronger than Fritzy by far. But you know what? You might want to include this horse, like in your, back end of your quartets or third or fourth, or maybe in your trifecta, because it has got the ability to place. That is for sure, and you never know what's going to happen. Here we have Darkmoon Rising now. Darkmoon Rising, in my eyes, is a dark horse in this race, and I really do think that Darkman Rising is going to run a very huge race. He likes this course, has won 5 times, and he's getting back into form. He battled a little bit, and I'm sure he was looking for a longer distances last time behind Dynasty Blossom. He was flying at the end, and he nearly got up to win the race. And I think Keegan DeMarlo today will have him placed nicely, and definitely he'll be there when the photos are going to be taken. I just wanted to mention that number 10, Magnificent Seven, is one of my recommended outsiders that I do recommend. My winner that I got is number 9, my outright winner, and in my outsider selections is number 10, Magnificent Seven, and number 13, Dark Moon Rising. So please take note of that. Here's the favorite, number 14, It's My Turn. drawn 14. Nothing wrong with this horse. Finished well behind marching together and then running on in the July. But already an 8-year-old. I don't think a lot of 8-year-olds have won the July in the past, the Gold Cup. And yeah, I do have a chance, but I just feel that there might be one or two horses stronger than that. Yes, marching on together. Also drawn 15, Warren Kennedy. Nothing wrong with this horse. He's running well over the longer distances. Um, yeah, definitely a horse that can go in. Not my first choice, but I can be wrong. The horse might be standing in the number one box after the race, but definitely a horse that you cannot leave out of any of your calculations. Here we got payback the money. Payback the money has been running well, and here's his old mate Merlin from Berlin, always running against each other. I see it's the probably husband and wife owns these horses. Yeah, I'm glad for them. Run well. This is the type of horse that can win the race the way it runs. Definitely, will not without a chance. The drawn 16, but also maybe not to win the race, but do include in the back end of your quartet. And should there be a scratching, Merlin from Berlin, I think the distance will also suit, has been running well. So maybe also if we do run, have a small place chance. So that concludes our preview of the Gold Cup, race number 7.